Okay, boys and girls, let's continue to learn about text features. So I hope you enjoyed this song this morning about text features. As you can see, there are lots of reasons why you would need to understand your text features, especially if you need to locate information like for writing reports, which you will be doing very soon. You are starting to become big boys and girls, and it will be very soon, especially next year, that you'll start writing a lot more and need to locate those text features quickly to help you understand what you're reading. So how do I use text features to locate information in a text efficiently? That means the best way possible. All right, we are going to know and use various text features. We've learned about captions, bold print for those keywords, subheadings. Now we're going to focus on glossaries and indexes, and then we have two more that we need to learn. To locate key facts and information in a text efficiently, the best way possible. All right, let's go over a few of these. All right, the table of contents is found where in the book? In the front. Here's an example of one. It's going to tell you the chapters or the headings in that book and what page they begin on. So if you're only looking for a certain topic, you can find it, or a certain chapter, you can find it, go to that page, and read there for the information you need. Or a glossary is a lot like a what? It's a lot like a dictionary. It's going to give you word meanings. This glossary is only going to have the bold words or keywords that are inside of that book, though. All right, they're in ABC order, and it will give you the meaning of them. Where is it found? In the back or end of the book. All right, the index. Index is also found in the back. It is in ABC order, and it tells you the important topics or subjects that are discussed in the book. So if there's a certain topic that you want to look back on, like we were reading about hot air balloons yesterday, if you wanted to learn more about the basket, you would go to the B's in that book, and it would tell you where it talked about the basket, and you could read on that page. All right, if you wanted to learn more about aircraft, you would go to the A's, and it would tell you about aircraft in that book. So the index will be different in every book. All right, we learned about keywords. Those are your important words that say pay attention. They can be bolder, which means darker print. Italics, which means it's slanted. Colored, or it can be highlighted. Usually, if they're keywords, they're going to be in the glossary and in the index. All right, your heading. Your heading is found at the top of the page. Gives you the main idea. It's what that area is going to be about. If there is another title on that page below the heading, it's called the subheading. It's going to break it down to an even more specific topic. Okay, you can have photographs, which are taken by a real camera, makes real pictures, or you can have illustrations, which are drawn by an illustrator. Both can be found. Usually photographs are more common, but you can find both. A caption. Captions are near the illustration or photograph. They can be below it, above it, or beside it. But they're going to give you more information about what you are seeing in the picture. All right. Now, let's go back to the lesson that you were finishing yesterday. All right, so we were reading about hot air balloons. and it just gave us the first chapter of hot air balloons. It also gave us the title. Remember, normally there is a title page on the very front of the book that has the author's name. So this would actually be on the front cover if we were looking at the book. This would be on the first page, Chapter 1, What are hot air balloons? This is the table of contents. Remember, it would be on its own page. And then in the back, you would have the glossary. We just had to have it all on one page so we could see it all, okay? All right, now, after we read, they were giving us questions, and we had to figure out which text feature we would use to find that information. So the first one we did together. Who made the first hot air balloon? All right, we said to figure that out, that would come from the history part. And we would have to use the table of contents, because the history of ballooning, you'd go to Chapter 2 on page 5 and read. So the table of contents would be the text feature we would use to figure out who made the first hot air balloon. The next one says, what does the word aircraft mean in the book Hot Air Balloons? Guys, where would we look to find the meaning of the word aircraft? All right, can we look over here? No. All right, does it tell us here? No, it just has the word in bold print. What about here? Aircraft, a machine that can fly. Yes, so this is the what? Glossary. The glossary gives us the definition. So we would have used the glossary. Now, your next question said, why does the balloon rise when it is filled with hot air? Why does the balloon rise when it is filled with hot air? Let's go back and look. All right, do we have a bold print word that helps us with that? No. Is there anything in the glossary that helps us with that? No. What about the table of contents? All right, what are hot air balloons? No. The history of ballooning? No, it doesn't have anything to do with history. How balloons work. All right, is that explaining to me how a balloon works? Yes, it is. All right, so it's telling me that. So we could say that we would use what to help us figure it out? The table of contents. We would look at the table of contents. Guys, what page do we need to turn to find our answer? Let's look back. How balloons work. What page would I turn to? Page 11. In this book, I would turn to page 11 and I would start reading there to find my answer. It would tell me how it works. All right, your next question said, how can the table of contents and glossary in hot air balloons help you locate and understand the information in the book? All right, so how do table of contents help you? All right, it helps you locate the chapters quickly and figure out what you are going to read about in each chapter. And what about the glossary? The glossary gives you the definition of the words. Remember, when we looked in the passage, did we understand the meaning of the words? No, we didn't. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to read a new passage today. All right, this is another science text. So it is nonfiction. All right, first we're going to read to understand what the text is about. Then you're going to reread it to make sure you understand the information that you read using the text features. All right, let's see what we have today. All right, touch the title. All right, here's our title. What is it? Bullet trains. That's right, bullet trains. All right, and it says introduction. All right, so the introduction means it's the beginning of it. All right, so if we had the table of contents, it would say introduction. All right, how many paragraphs? There are 2 paragraphs. 1, 2 paragraphs. Now, what's down at the bottom this time? This is an index. That's right. So this is totally different. Okay. Index. So down here we have our important words and what page they would be found on throughout the book. All right, look carefully. All right, it says countries with bullet trains, and it lists the countries. All right, right here on China, why does it say 6-9? Because on pages 6, 7, 8, and 9, it talks about China and bullet trains. All right, look at Japan. It has 3-4. That means pages 3 and 4. And again on pages, what? 10 and 11. That's right. All right. Over here, look here, running a train, 3-12. What does that mean, guys? All of the numbers from 3 through 12. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It talks about running a train. So a lot of pages talk about running a train, right? But look by speed. Speed says 6, 12. When it's written with a comma, that means separate pages. So if I wanted to look up speed, I can look up on page 6. It's going to talk about speed and what other page. Then I can look up on page 12, not all the pages in between. So the dash means all the pages in between. The comma means separate pages, okay? All right, now Let's look at our passage and see what you can understand from it. Bullet Trains by Tiffany Gibson. Introduction. People travel from place to place in many different ways. Some ride the bus, others drive a car. This book explores another kind of transportation, bullet trains. Bullet trains are the fastest trains in the world. Hop on board and hang on tight. This book shares facts about modern bullet trains. Discover which countries and cities use bullet trains today. Find out how fast a bullet train can go. Learn how the trains are made and how they can move so fast. See how many people ride the train each year. You can even learn what energy source bullet trains use. All right, it says, how is the index organized? Think about how this can help you quickly locate information you need. All right, so how is it organized, guys? It's in ABC order, so it starts out with a C. Countries with bullet trains. Let me use a highlighter instead of this. Something lighter. So we have C for countries, countries with trains, and then the countries are in ABC order. Brazil is a B, China's a C, J, T, and then U for United Kingdom. All right, so after C, energy source, number of trains running a train, and speed. So it's in ABC order, so you can easily look it up. What you're looking for. All right, guys, what is this text mostly about? Bullet trains. What kind of bullet trains? Modern bullet trains. That's right. The newer bullet trains. They're the super fast ones. The original ones were not as fast, guys, as these are. All right. Now, why do people ride on bullet trains? Bullet trains are the fastest trains in the world. Where are bullet trains used? All right, it says they're used all over. You will find out in the book. We see down here in the index some different places. Okay, now let's look at the next page. All right, it says look again at the index. On which page can you find information about the kind of energy bullet trains use? All right, the kind of energy bullet trains use. Where do you see that at? We have countries with bullet trains, energy source, number of trains, running a train, speed. All right, energy source. So you're going to look at the number and circle your answer. Number 2, Which page might tell you which cities in China have bullet trains? Which page might tell you which cities in China have bullet trains? Here are your options. All right, so where would you look for China? All right, China is 6 through 9. So what pages is that, guys? 6, 7, 8, 9. So which one of those would it be? You've got 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's got to be one of those. Number 3. Would you be able to find key facts on page 10 about the speed of bullet trains? How can you tell? Would you be able to find key facts on page 10 about the speed of bullet trains? All right, where does it talk about speed? All right, can you find any key facts on speed on page 10? Yes or no? And you'll tell why. Okay, now your short answer will go on this page. What information about bullet trains is included in the passage? All right, so what did you learn? That's what it's saying. What facts did you learn? How can the index help you find more information about bullet trains? So write a couple of sentences to answer that one. All right, after you're finished, you have a link to Boom where you can practice identifying your text features again. You have completed this game before, but it's just review. All right, do your best and we will check it tomorrow.